I really would like you to introduce yourself. What makes you busy during your daily life and where the technology in your life?
Executive Director of Retail and Operation in Kafak International Group, managing almost 7 brands across the Middle East and North Africa.
Afternoon, everyone. My name's Adam. I'm the head of IT for Chemist Warehouse UAE. For those of you who don't know, Chemist Warehouse is the largest pharmacy group in Australia. We have about 600 stores in Australia, 50 in New Zealand, and we've recently brought the brand to the UAE with 2 stores and many more to come. So looking forward to an exciting panel with Nancy and the rest of the guests.
Skalk Forster. I represent MRI Software, one of the senior directors representing the organization in the Middle East. And MRI Real Estate Software is one of the largest real estate software companies globally.
Mohammed Al-Fakhrani, CEO for Barnes Coffee. Barnes is the leading coffee brand in Saudi Arabia. We have more than 900 locations across Saudi market and now available in 9 international markets. I'm leading the business behind operation, international franchise, sales and marketing.
Very good afternoon. I'm Vishal. I represent Mayor Group. I lead technology function for the group. Mayor Group is basically a strategic investment group company that has interest in retail and real estate. We are ADX listed and we have more than 2 billion revenues and we are buying companies.
As you see, we have a small shopping center sitting over here, starting from fashion, pharmacy, technology, coffee, food and beverage, and so here is the real estate, yeah, exactly. So, welcome everyone again, and I just would like to mention that, and when the subject is technology, the most important thing is create a clean data and bring this data together, and I'm sure everyone will join this to me. From your experience, what makes this so difficult? Still today, companies are having difficulty when the subject is data, and time to time they go back to their Excel sheet.
So actually, from my point of view, the most difficult for the company using the data is all reflecting to the cost control, how we can control the cost and reduce the cost. So I think now is the revolution of using the artificial intelligence. So this is the most thing we all as seniors in a lot of fields, real estate or brands or coffees, understand how we can use the artificial intelligence, in fact, to help us reducing the operation cost and controlling what we are missing in the last few years. In terms of the inside operation in stores or in back house, in the brands and companies itself, in the back offices.
Adam?
Yeah, from a data perspective, completely agreed. I mean, we've got to use that data in the right way. And traditionally, we've used data in such a simple way. We've built dashboards, we've taken the data, we've built the logic around data the way we see fit. But we know what we know and we don't know what we don't know, and that's why AI is so powerful, because it's just giving us the ability to drill down into those microchasms of data to really pick up those 1%, 2% bips that we didn't even know existed. We recently ran a study where we were traditionally just using data to analyze sales patterns, analyze all the medicines that were moving in the different seasonality trends. But AI picked up and said, hang on, why aren't you looking at X, Y, Z? Why aren't you looking at when foreign customers are coming in and their spending habits versus local customers? Why aren't you looking at the data around customers who are buying a certain type of products but are not able to buy a different type of product? So having that real core, clean, crisp data available to us is really giving us the ability to just take that data analysis to the next level.
Yes.
So I would say from a vendor's perspective, who actually provides the technology to adopt and, I would say, manage this data, my first comment would be that we still see a large portion of organizations still following a manual process. So actually just adopting technology would already be a a big step, but taking into consideration the change management that needs to go along with that. Once you do have that data, there is the opportunity and the option to adopt AI that can start pulling that apart much quicker than what we would have done in the past, and can give you real-time feedback for you to start making decisions as an organization. So, yeah, no, data is key. It's liquid gold.
Mohammed, from your point, as you have lots of opening, would you like to add anything on this?
Yeah, I think I'll start from this point. Data is key because before AI, I guess the data was very complex, especially with big-scale business like Barnes. Hundreds of locations, millions of customers who are serving every year. So the data is there, but it's very complex to can deal with it. Now with a lot of AI engines can be adding to the right platform like hearing system or personalization for the reality applications, the data come to matter of control the business and managing the business effectively.
Exactly.
So yes, it's very important to find a way to collect the data, but the most difficult how you can use the right engine to help you to do this in efficient way.
Definitely.
It's a very interesting topic. I'll share my experience. There are two large themes that every company need to work on. One is building one enterprise data view and building a single view of customer. Both has different kind of compliance and as well as the business benefit. Okay, that's one. Having said that, do you really need all that data of business in one place? Answer is yes and no. You don't need to bring every damn thing into your data lake. You need to bring some part of it because the use cases that supply chain has versus the commercial team on pricing and promotion and margin for that item versus your, if you are real estate, you want to understand GLA and your licensing and leasing profitability and many things. So every department has a different, and even if you go to talk to finance people, FP&A guys have a different view, the way they want to look at the data. They want to build the forecasting model, what is their impact on the balance sheet and so forth, working capital related simulations. They want to use data for many things. And how do you then stitch all this together is a hard part. And that's where people like us, we have a responsibility to unpack and make it simple for different business unit heads or the business users, heavy users, less users, how they can use it. You can use AI, you can use traditional methods, but my suggestion is do not burn your money too much because moving data and building golden layers can take a lot of your good money out from suck, a lot of good money out, and that money can be used somewhere else. So it's a very balancing act. In short, it's very important for leaders to understand and drive that change. And if, as a technology officer or whatever business head you are, you need to play that role of a chief idea killer or maybe chief chop, and challenge people. Why do you need this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very important. It's not that AI can do this, and it's never, technology is not a problem. There's a lot of technology that's available. The problem is, what is it that we are trying to solve and how we can solve it simply. Yeah.
Okay, my next question will be both sides. One from software MRI and the other one from retailer point. And retailer ones, I'm asking, what is the biggest challenge you are having when you are implementing the new artificial intelligence into your business unit? And from MRI software, what types of difficulty you are having when you are implementing this to the retailer?
Okay, it's a good question, actually, Nancy. So it's a big question and good question at the same time, because the challenges in managing the retail and operation is not a one topic or one part we can talk about. It's thousands of things, starting from backside and back house, how you are preparing your brands, going to the front line and the locations itself. So using the technology in future, and right now, it's a tool we are all trying to experience and see how it can help us to make the things in a better. The better for retail business is always came from a point of ROI, return of investment, how it can be the impact on return of investment, and how it will be the effect on controlling the cost and saving the money. So let us say in the front side and in stores itself, the challenges came always from forecasting and demands, especially when you are entering and execute your brand and going for expansion in new territories or new places. So sometimes you are in a place to build your data upon of a lot of researches and researches companies giving you the data and taking a lot of time and also a lot of money. Using the AI can giving you the estimation, which can be, as an example, the demand on the stuffing in your store. How many stuff you need, it based on the demand, the footfall. If we're talking about another perspective of stock-wise, how much you need to invest in your stock, in your shelves, and time of replenishment. Also to monitor the audit-wise relating to the shrinkage out of stock, the top lines. It's also, we used to do that for the last 2 decades upon of Excel sheets and a lot of following up. Now that artificial intelligence is giving you the data immediately, just giving them the correct information and giving you the right data, saving time and it's saving money. When we say the saving money from us as companies. Actually, as I spoke with Schalke before our panel, artificial intelligence until now they are not making money. They are still below the break even. They're trying to expand, but accept that or no, yes, from my experience, especially with our expansion in the Middle East now, using the artificial intelligence is helping us a little to make it faster and saving time. 80 to 85% is correct, accurate for us, and yes, it's very important, yeah.
Still, we are investing point at the moment to
yeah.
AI.
Yeah.
Adam?
So, great question, and I think a couple of things from the implementation side of implementing AI, but implementing any tool. Why do you need it? I think is the biggest question. What are you doing it for? And I think Vishal said it earlier. What problem are you trying to solve? And unless you ask yourself that question, and unless you figure out what you're trying to do, it's like my boss. And I won't say which boss, but he came to me and said, we need to implement AI. And that's not a correct statement. You can't just implement AI. You have to find a problem and use, it's the way, exactly. And you have to find a problem and use either AI, either tech, either manpower, either anything else to actually solve that problem. So for me at the moment, the biggest challenge is trying to find out what problem we're solving and then adopting the right technology to it. And then the second point you mentioned about the challenges around adopting anything and adopting AI specifically is getting people to use it. I think it's the most difficult thing, because on the one hand you have IT who's forcing users to use these new tools that they've invested in, they put time in, they put effort in, and a couple of problems happen, and I see this all the time. Firstly, the products are built by IT, not built and owned by the business. So naturally, they don't adopt it. They don't want it. They think it's forced on them, number one. And even when they are involved, they don't understand the real benefit of it. And if you take something as simple and as basic as e-signatures, which we all know and we've all used a million times over, someone will come to you and say, why do I have to upload a document and submit it for an e-signature? Why can't I just print it, give it to my boss, it'll take 10 seconds. But they're not realizing the security. They're not realizing the inability to counterfeit. They're not realizing the data saving part of it. They're not realizing the audit requirements. So you're not realizing that actually you might be taking slightly longer and making your job slightly more complex compared to traditionally just signing a document, but forgetting about all the other million things that you're getting as a result of implementing that tech.
Thank you, Adam. Great points.
So the challenges from an implementations perspective, if I had to highlight two areas, it would be data quality and change management. Data quality, it doesn't matter which solution you implement. You can buy the best on the market, and if your data if the quality of your data is off, you're going to end up with an output that is skewed. It is very, very important that you understand your data, the information that is being captured, and cleanse that data. During the implementation phase, that is the best time for any organization to revisit their data before it goes into a new piece or a new solution that is being deployed. From a change management perspective, it's natural, it's human nature to resist, to push back on change. So if you're moving from a manual process into an automated process, it's natural to go back to what you used to, Excel, because these are tools that you're familiar with. Just an example. So there needs to be a plan around how you adopt the new technology and phase it within your organization, regardless the size of your organization. But there must be a plan. It should not be neglected on how it impacts I would say, the users of the system and the people that needs to rely on the system to be able to do their day-to-day job. As most of the technology that we're referring to now, regardless if it's AI or any other solution, it's operational. It is something that needs to be used on a day-to-day basis to add value to the organization, but add value to the data. The data is not static. It's live, it moves, it changes on a daily basis. So you need to make sure that change management is successful so that the quality of the data that is being put back into the system or is adapting is usable so that you can report and make informed business decisions at the end of the day. That's the whole idea. That's why we use technology, is to improve the day-to-day operations and give you enough information to make decisions.
Thank you so much, Shalk. Very good point, yes. Because you are totally different than us, as you are helping us. Yeah, exactly. And Mohammed?
Yes, I think, Nancy, there is many solutions, looks impressive, but very few can impact on day-to-day operations. If you talk from the solutions that can help the operations, like I emphasize what colleagues said regarding the labor cost optimization or the inventory management as well. If you talk from the labor cost side, there is some solutions we use recently that can help us in these 17 cities inside Saudi Arabia to can manage the scheduling with integrating the attendance module with the human resource platform with the point of sale. So simply we can forecast how many headcounts require day off, overtime, and all excess related to the labor cost efficiency. From the inventory management, one of the most challenges in the food business, it's the food waste. I think all the business leaders, they are aware about this issue, that especially if you are in the coffee business or restaurant as well. And we know that the food waste not comes from the bad food, it comes from bad forecasting. So using the right tool for managing the forecasting and demand in the business, it can prove that how we can save money. And as Mohammed said, how can you improve the efficiency and profitability? I'm sure there is a lot of solutions. I will not limit in the labor cost and supply chain only, but a lot of solutions can help the business to can increase the profitability. And in the end, the AI can be a profit engine. And the P&L can tell you the story from where the business started and where it's standing today.
So you really pointed out, which means that AI reduced the operational cost in this case, right?
Yes, 100%. Especially, I'm saying the big scale business, you can feel the efficiency of the technology and AI as well. Maybe in the small businesses, it can be tangible like the big businesses are because $1 is countable in our size, you know?
I would like to have Mr. Kapil's opinion on that, and he's running huge businesses. So AI, how does reduce your operational cost?
Okay, it's a good question. First of all, I want to answer one of your previous questions.
Yes, please.
What is the approach for doing such implementations? Don't be Democrat going around asking people what do you need, what do you need, what do you need. Okay? A lot of people don't know what they want. So don't go around and waste your time. Okay, number 2, ask yourself a question. If you are a startup, how will you do it? Faster, quicker, cheaper. Because the moment you become large corporation, a lot of business users, they have this expectation that whatever I will ask, I'll get. So first of all, moderate and kill that for good reason. Okay, because you need to introduce simplicity in your architecture. I want to quote examples of 2 large companies. DMart, if anyone in audience have heard of DMart, they are multi-billion valuation company in grocery retail. They have 0 customization, 0 in their core ERP and in their core systems. Can you imagine 0 customization in any company in GCC region? Answer is straight no. Forget about AI.
No.
Okay? Forget about. If a multi-billion valuation company can use the basic software that is provided by SAP or ERP or whichever ERP they are using, why can't other retailers do it? Okay? If they can do it, others can also do it. Okay? So first of all, why they are able to do it? Because there is no option given by leadership that take the software as is, end of story. Okay? You adjust to the product roadmap of these large billion-dollar software providers. Okay? And we will just help you on the configuration part, which is configuring your business rules as per the software. That's it. Okay? And every company who is trying to sell something, they cannot sell today if they are not using the word AI in their software or hardware. Even washing machines are saying AI. Earlier, my washing machine used to say fuzzy logic many years back. Now they are saying AI. Okay? So anyone, hardware, software, machines, everyone who has to sell, they will say AI. So use that AI. Don't try to overcomplicate, increase your budget. Okay? That's one approach. Second, what you have to do is you need to be clear what's happening with your competition. So you need to bring that outside in view, because you are hiring, companies are hiring people from all over the place. And all these people, they have worked on some tool or the other in some company. They bring that thinking, oh, this was the best method to do it. And they will create a lot of noise. So you need to identify who are these noise creators for good reason and bad reason. And if it's good reason, if it brings more, creates more shareholder value and wealth, put your energies into it. So you asked a question, what is the criteria? I want to share it, make it open source. I put my money on all those topics which increase the gross revenue of the company or my net profitability. Okay, that's number 1. If anything doesn't qualify this criteria, I don't spend money. Second, it has to be an efficiency topic. I save money so that my gross profit increases. Third, it has to meet, if it's solving some legal and compliance topics, I should do it. because it helps me on audit and be a good citizen, corporate citizen, we should do it. Anything else is a noise and a pilot project. At one point in time, we coined a word called as pilotitis, as a disease, that many companies do so many pilots, sometimes they lose focus on their main projects and the main problems they need to solve. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mohammed, I really would like to ask this question to you. How does AI improve shelf availability and inventory accuracy?
Okay. Also, it's a good question, actually, Nancy. So, how we improve the shelf management in the stores? I will not say the long time, in before. So we always used to have our monitor and using the Excel sheet to define what is needing, what is missing, what is out of stock, how we can replenish that, when we can replenish, and who will do that. So we are building on the data coming from the POS or the system. The data is taking long time, 3-4 days, sometimes it's going for over weeks, to build your data upon of the footfall, the demand, and how is the feedback coming from the frontline teams. This is what we used to do in the past. When we're trying to use the artificial intelligence to define how it can be a good impact on the shelf management in the stores, how we can reduce the cost, and how fast it is. So actually, as an example, it's giving us two things in immediate. First of all, it's giving us a data about what is missing immediately. And when you need it, depends on this product. Let us say we have 3 products on the shelf. One of them is sold today in the morning. Do you need it today or you need it tomorrow? This is based on, is it in the top lines or in the mid lines or in the lowest line? When you need to replenish that. So it's giving you the right decision when you need this. Where you need this also. So we have A, B, C stores or locations, one in UAE, one in Qatar. So maybe it's working here and not working in Qatar. So why I will invest that in Qatar? So to reach this decision, it takes from you months to reach this decision. AI, when we use that, actually giving you immediate decision. You need that in Qatar, you don't need that in Morocco. You need it in Oman, you don't need that in KSA. This is what helps us. The other side, it's not putting a pressure on the frontline teams because they need to be as much as they can accurate in giving you the data. And sometimes human is giving you a wrong data, taking a long time to make the replenishment, to fill the gaps. Sometimes they don't know what is in your pack store, what is in your warehouse. It takes days to discover that and return it back. AI is giving you immediately. What I want to say, people is not afraid to using the artificial intelligence. You need to start, as the gentleman says, you need to start and define one topic to use the AI. Don't use the AI as IT project. Use it as a tool to help you and define if it's really going to help you on that or no. Don't invest until you see. Yes.
I think this is very important for him because you have a huge product range. So
yeah, we've got about 25,000 SKUs in our
Sorry
retail
for you.
store and growing every week, it seems. New products are being added and removed as demand changes and grows. I think I agree with everything Mohammed said. I don't want to repeat anything, but I think one important thing that I just want to I want to say to everyone is, don't build AI to replace people, and don't build AI to automate your life. You can't. If you try and build an AI or a tool or an RPA or a system to replace everything, you'll be there for months and months and years and spend millions and millions, as Vishal said. Build it in such a way where you're empowering the users to make decisions. And I'll quickly go to an example before we move on, and to say that I can push sales data, I can push backstore stock, I can push warehouse stock, I can push general demand, I can push when we've been out of stock and when we haven't been out of stock, right? And that will give users in the business the ability to get really good, accurate data in terms of what they need to replenish and what they need to put on the shelf. But what I can't do is I can't do gut feelings. I can't do the way the market is changing because Trump decided to recommend a new tablet for weight loss. I can't talk about the fact that the mall is running an activation campaign and we're expecting more people. I can't talk about the rains that are coming in Dubai randomly because of cloud seeding, so that naturally people would need more and different medication. I can't feed that information in there. So, but what I can do is I can give the users 80 to 90% of the data they need, and then give them the ability to top that up with their own insights, their own professionalism, the reasons why we hired them. And with the combination of that, I think that's how we achieve brilliant inventory accuracy.
Gentlemen, I really would like to thank all of you. I know that with this subject, we can sit over here till in the morning, but I have to thank you all. And shortly, technology is important, but what it makes work? People. Right. Thank you very much. I'm really sorry
you.
I cannot take any
Thank you.
questions.
Yeah,
I have to
thank
stop
you.
it.
Thank you, everyone.